I am 3 months post-op gastric bypass. Let's talk about it. A lot of things have changed, a lot of things have happened, and I just kind of wanted to touch on where I'm at, where I've been, what I've learned, and how I'm doing on this journey, in case it might encourage somebody else, or if somebody can just relate, I'd appreciate that. So on this journey currently, I'm down 50 pounds. And I do want to start off with that, and also start off with the reality that I've met with my dietitian and like my program and stuff, and they would like me to be 10 pounds less than I am. Like, they believe I'm behind by 10 pounds. Granted, we did discuss that I was in a stall for about 3-4 weeks, and that they believe is like the contributor. But my program also informed me that if I ever do reach a stall again, they have a set of like parameters that they go to when you get in a stall. So I just need to be open and like express that, and they'll give me instruction from there. And so I want to say that in case anybody's experiencing a stall or anything like that. I don't know if your program, maybe reach out. I'm just saying they might have special diet in place whenever you're going through a stall. My bariatric team did also inform me that sometimes people are just slow losers, and I could definitely be in that boat. But like I said, 50 pounds down. Also, I'm having about 3 ounces of food, 3.5 ounces of food a meal. And my protein goals are 75 plus grams of protein a day is my goal personally. And really, I really aim for about 80 or more, but if I hit 74, I'm okay, is my thought process. Like, I've still seen weight come off with managing about 75-ish. Next though, my water goals are, my team has recommended I do 96 ounces a day. I have to be honest though, I don't always meet that. For some reason, I really struggle with the water thing. I'm never thirsty. I don't know how, and I've always been like this even before surgery, so I don't know how to really make that work better. But I am aiming, and I do tend to get about 75 ounces of water a day as well. Some days more than that. Like, I have had days where I'm reaching the 96, but I'm just saying on average it's about 75, 80 ounces. So that being said, something that has been especially critical for me, being able to get all that protein in a day, is starting the day off with protein in my breakfast, but also with a protein shake. Like, I specifically Proffies. Proffies are necessary for me, very much so. I used to think that was just a very cute, trendy thing that people were doing until I became a bariatric patient, and now I'm like, no, those are absolutely necessary to have in the day, because I don't get nearly the amount of protein in a day if I don't. And so, yeah, I just really appreciate Proffi. And I have to have one every morning. Let's go into like some non-scale victories. So some non-scale victories I've experienced personally since being 3 months into a bariatric journey are, one, I'm sleeping so much better. And like, while I am someone who likes to stay, who has always enjoyed staying up late, so I do work on occasionally actually getting to bed, I sleep so well. And like, I'm napping much less during the day. I used to like a nap was 100% necessary every day. And I was on the cusp of, well, I did have sleep apnea, but I never used a mask. So that was the only like comorbidity thing I had, was sleep apnea. So with that being said, I was not sleeping very well, girl, for the longest of times. And so now I'm sleeping much better. I just realized I have better rest in the night, and like my Apple Watch can attest. But other than that, there's the obvious. I have more energy and my clothes are fitting looser. Like, of course, that's true. I didn't take a lot of measurements or photos prior. So I don't have a lot of that to base off of, but things are fitting me much looser. In Old Navy, like active leggings, I went from XXL to XL. And so, yeah, definitely my clothes are different. All of my t-shirts that used to be a bit snug are now super loose on me. Different things like that. And then lastly, something that is kind of feels specific to me, but I'm sure other people experience, is that my car steering wheel does not have to be on the highest height setting anymore. It now can like comfortably sit in like the middle. Some things I just like feel like I've had to realize or like learn through trial and error and all these different things over the last 3 months is that if you thought because you were a perpetual dieter prior to this, as I was, if you thought this was going to be similar to being on your diet, you are sadly mistaken. And I say that because when I was dieting, a 300 calorie meal in one setting was low calorie meal. As a bariatric patient, that is no longer the case. So just like coming to terms with things like that, it's like even the things I believed were low calorie before are not low calorie when you're bariatric. But yeah. And with that being said, I'll also go into another thing that I like have learned. I don't have as crazy of restrictions as I thought I would. And I know a lot of people say that actually, but yeah, it's true. Like you, before surgery, I feel like you're anticipating that as soon as you put a bad thing in your mouth, you're gonna barf, and like, or like you're gonna be severely upset. And like maybe for some people, I think that might be the case, but for me, that is not the case. For me, I can have a French fry. For me, I can eat like some nachos. For me, I could like, and I only know these things because I've had like literally one single item of these or like a bite of them. And I'm not saying that if I were to try and eat a full serving, even a few ounces of it, that I wouldn't feel bad. I might, I don't know. But I'm saying that it does take a lot more self-control than you think it is going to. Yeah, I kind of was under the impression maybe that the surgery would kind of do all that for me as far as restriction. But the only thing that I feel like surgery, consistently restricts is obviously the portion size, how much you can have in your stomach. But not necessarily what goes in it. Like sweets do not, like having one bite of a sweet doesn't, now granted I haven't tried cake or anything, but having one bite of a sweet doesn't send me anywhere. Like, and then I'll go into the next thing that I feel like I've realized, which is that it's a lot easier than I thought to say no to temptations, and like to eating out, things like that, simply because I have a goal. Like, me having a goal really prevents me from accepting the free piece of pizza or the free donuts that they're having at work or something like that. Like, it's pretty easy to walk past those when I know that there's something I'm aiming for, and like I've already seen the progress, so it's like you don't really want to mess that up. And I also feel like I've gathered in the last 3 months that there's just no wasted there's no wasted calories. There's no way that I can meet my protein goals, and also in my like calorie, like where I'm supposed to be at my calorie limit, and also I have room for like chips. Next on to the part that's been a teeny bit hard, or the part where I feel like I have felt like my body want to push back on it. Now at 3 months, I feel like I want to fall back into old patterns, where activity is concerned, where I just don't want to go to that dang gym. I just don't want to leave my house for exercise. And it's like, I have a walking pad, so don't get me wrong, I do be walking on there, but it's like, I know that I'll feel better, or if I feel more accomplished if I go out and work out like at the gym or like walk the nature trail or something. It's just hard, and I don't know, maybe I need to reassess it, but it just feels like it has been difficult. Also, I feel like in like the last month, I've understood that one 30-minute workout a day isn't gonna cut it. which is crazy. But I feel like that is what I'm learning. Like I need to be getting steps and the workout in. Through that, I'm pushing through it, of course, but just want to throw it out there. 3 months in, if you find yourself in that same boat, I'm there too, girl. So